Detroit Lions. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
They'll go option on second down, right side. And he is going to lose yardage here. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now it's Fields. And that will be incomplete.
Anderson Gordon trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Lions will take over. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to get this one across the 45 before it's brought down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 31. Back to throw. Sykes. And a throw right sideline is complete. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. 31 yards. And the Lions will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. Well, Charles, you got a quarterback out of the pocket trying to make a play, and you get it. it, but instead he ends up throwing it to the other team.
And partners, we know to be successful in this league, number one, you're going to have to be able to make plays on the perimeter or when the pocket breaks down. But number two, you've got to make smart decisions with the football. And that time, that simply was not a smart decision.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Once again, it's Swift. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Sykes. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. After one, 7-0. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, they'll try to run it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Eluding the pressure. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. Bass on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Brian Asamoah buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Up the middle they go. Clifton. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Field throw complete here to Ayuk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Clifton, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, here's it, bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And he's out right at the 25. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now a deep ball here, home in just past the 50. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they top 30. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. Touchdown! Jamison Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Lions continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Back to throw. Sykes got his man. It's Williams. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up.
And he'll get in. He's over for a touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Lee McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop it. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work to run it a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. Throwing on third and long. Sykes. And the pressure gets to him again. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That's taken it around the 40. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big pickup of 38. Fields. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On second down, Clifton. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sykes trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot. Up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 44 yards on the ground for him so far.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
68 yards receiving now for him in the game, and a 1st down on that last catch as well. Looking to throw. Sykes, he's airing it out for Williams. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On play action, Fields. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
That one to the sideline and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Clifton. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Lions 35, Bears 21. Jack Fox set to kick off.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play there out of the running game. 43 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you want big runs like that at any time. First down, and they go with Swift again. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Back to throw. Sykes, open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he'll be out right at the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw. Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. We're part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick six on the other side, and now they get a pick six of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game, and good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick six from earlier in this game?
The extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. To throw is Fields. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. David Ojabo able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. Just keeping the play alive. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Wayne McNeil picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw. Sykes. That pass caught. It's Williams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Shreds him with his stiff arm. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. On third down, Clifton. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card.